Hello students, and welcome back once again to the today's session over online lectures of design of pre-stressed concrete structures, and these are a revision over the first module. We are going to have once again the revision over the first module. So in the previous sessions we have discussed about the first two concepts, that is stress concept and strength concept, and we have solved the number of problems also. And in today's session I am going to discuss about the next concept, that is load balancing method or load balancing concept. So this is also one more important concept used in design of pre-stressed concrete structures. So I'll just brief out what is load balancing concept. So here it is a concept like we can balance the load acting on the section by providing suitable cable profile. Okay, so we have the different types of action of loads, like we have UDL, we have concentrated load, we have UVL, okay, point load at the center, point load away from the center, so on. So to balance that load or to resist that load, we can provide a cable profile, or we can select a suitable cable profile to resist that load or the bending moment. Okay, so here I'll read out. So it is possible to select a suitable cable profile in the pre-stressed concrete members such that it should encounters or balance the external load. Correct? So we can select a suitable cable profile such that the cable profile should encounters or balance the external load acting on the beam. This method is called as load balancing concept. Understood? Or to balance externally applied load, provide cable profile in the shape of bending moment diagram. Understood? So ultimately we have to resist the bending moment. So we have to resist that bending moment by providing the cable profile in the shape of bending moment diagram. This concept is called as load balancing concept. So note, the cable profile in pre-stressed member corresponds to the shape of the bending moment resulting from external load. Okay, so here in the load balancing method, the shape of the cable profile corresponds to shape of the bending moment diagram resulting from external load. Okay, understood? So we'll discuss one by one now what all types of cable profile we can have. So first of all we can see here it's a curve or parabolic cable profile. So here you can see the load is UDL. So if the load is UDL, we can say the bending moment diagram will be parabolic. Okay, the bending moment diagram will be parabolic. So to resist that, we can provide a parabolic cable profile with some eccentricity at midspan. Understood? We can provide to the bending moment will be parabolic. So to balance that, so you can see here these are the balancing forces because of the cable profile. So you can balance that by providing a cable profile, that is a parabolic cable profile. So for that you can easily find out the eccentricity here. So what it is given, therefore to obtain the upward load WB equating to the bending moment at midspan, WB L square by 8 should be equal to P by E. Means this is the bending moment due to balanced load, WB L square by 8 should be equal to P into E. So P into E is again the movement due to pre-stress at midspan, P into E. So force into distance, movement due to pre-stressing at midspan. So you have to equate that, and we can easily find out WB, what is the balanced load you required. So from this by equating these two we can easily find out WB. So the unbalanced load W should be, the unbalanced load is W minus WB. So the unbalanced load, so the remaining load is equal to W minus WB. Understood? So this is for cable profile parabolic when the load is UDL. So next we can see here, yes, we can see here bent tendon, when the tendon is bent or sloped. Okay, so this will happen when you have to provide, when the beam is subjected to concentrated load at midspan, when the beam is subjected to concentrated load at midspan. So you can draw the bending diagram here like this. So here we have to provide the cable profile like this. So WB, so this will be opposite load or the balanced load required to support the bending moment. So WB, so equivalent load or balanced load, and this is a cable profile. You have to provide cable profile like this with eccentricity at midspan. Okay, so therefore bending moment due to load is equal to bending moment due to pre-stress. So bending moment due to load, because it is a concentrated load, WB L by 4 is equal to P into E. So you can easily find out WB from this. Okay, so that is the equivalent load required to resist the bending moment. WB is, we can easily find out 4 PE by L. Okay, and if you have 2 point loads like this, if you have 2 point loads here, so again the preferred cable profile will be trapezoid. Okay, sloped, straight, again sloped, and this will be the cable profile. So we will get WB at one end and another, because to resist this we should have WB here, and to resist this W we should have opposite WB like this. Okay, understood? So you can, if you overlap these two, and you can see, you can understand very easily. Okay, so the bending moment due to load is equal to bending moment due to pre-stress. So you can again, WB is equal to WB into A, WB into A, WB into A is equal to P into E. So you can easily find out the balanced load. Okay, and if the cable profile is straight, so that time what you can do? Yes, if there is cable profile is straight. So straight means with uniform eccentricity. So you can easily find out, we have to provide straight cable. In that case, we have to provide straight cable, and we have to develop the equivalent load or the equivalent movement MB. So that is MB is equal to P into E, nothing but. Okay, because this is the eccentricity, so MB should be equal to P into E. P into E should be equal to MB. Okay, MB should be equal to P into E. That is the balanced movement required to resist the bending moment. Understood? So now we'll see the solution of small problem. Okay, how we can find out the balanced load by load balancing method. Okay, so I'll read out the statement here. A rectangular simply supported PSC beam of size 250 mm by 300 mm is pre-stressed by using cable of parabolic profile. Okay, so here the cable profile is parabolic with eccentricity 60 mm at midspan and 0 at end. Okay, the pre-stressing force initially is 450 kilonewton, and there is a loss of 15% at the final stage. Initially there is a pre-stressing force in the cable is 450 kilonewton, and there is a loss of 15% at the final stage. Okay, and the imposed load over a beam is 7.5 kilonewton per meter. So there is a live load of 7.5 kilonewton per meter. Span of the beam is 5.75 meter, total span of the beam. Estimate the resultant stress at midspan section using load balancing concept. Okay, so they are given two conditions. First one, the initial pre-stressing force plus dead load, and the final pre-stressing force plus dead load plus live load. Okay, both we have to consider. So as per the given data, we have the sketch here. The cross section of beam is 250 by 300 mm, and the beam is loaded with a UDL of 7.5 kilonewton per meter. Okay, and the cable profile is parabolic with the eccentricity at midspan is 60 and at support is 0, and the span of the beam is 5.75 meter. Okay. So according to the given data, we'll find out the properties. We have to find out the properties: area, moment of inertia, Z. Okay. So now let's move on to the next step. So here, okay, now you can see here the P initial force is 450 kilonewton. So the P final, by considering loss of 15%, 450 minus loss of 15%, will get 382.5 kilonewton. Understood? So now the self weight you have to find out. Lie load is given. So now the bending moment due to dead load and lie load at midspan. So the due to dead load and lie load, MD is WD L square by 8, ML is WL L square by 8. Okay, both will get. Now case 1. So we'll move on to case 1. So what is the case 1 here? Initial pre-stressing force plus dead load. So you have to consider only initial pre-stressing force plus dead load. Okay. So now here, so therefore the balancing bending moment due to pre-stress, M is equal to P into E. So M is equal to P into E. So P is 450, eccentricity is given as 60. So you can find out M. So now the resultant bending moment MD minus M. So MD we have already calculated, minus M. So you'll get minus 19.56 kilonewton meter, the intensity of bending moment. After deducting, you got this much. Now the resultant stress at midspan. Okay, so as I told you, we have only P by A plus M by Z, P by A minus M by Z, that is plus and minus like this. So positive and negative. So here we have to consider only the dead load plus pre-stress, initial pre-stress. Now if you check, we have P by A plus M by Z. So M you have calculated here again. So we got the top stresses plus 0.784 Newton per m square, and the bottom fiber we have to use minus of this. So we got 11.4 Newton per m square. So both compression. You have got both compression. You have got both. Now if I want to draw the final stress distribution diagram, so this, so both positive, but this is 0.7 and this is 11.4. So I can draw like this. So both are positive. This is 0.784 and here we have got 11.44 Newton per mm square. So both are positive. So this is the final stress distribution diagram for the first case. Now we'll move on to second case. Okay. Now second case here you can see, that is therefore balancing bending moment due to pre-stressing, balancing bending moment due to pre-stressing. So we have M is equal to P into E. So P is nothing but the final. Now for second case we have to consider the final pre-stressing force. So M is equal to P into E, we got this. So now again the resultant bending moment MD is equal to MD minus M plus ML, because it should be have the bending moment due to dead load plus lie load. So 7.44 minus plus. So we got this. So therefore now the resultant stress at midspan is P by A M by Z, P by A M by Z. So we got these two. So we got ulta here now. So we got a maximum at top and minimum at bottom. So but in the earlier case we have got, it was the minimum at top and maximum at bottom, but here we have got it as maximum at top, that is 9.23. in first case we have got 0.78, but here got it is 9.23, and bottom we have got it as 0.96 and top as here we have got it as 11.44. So there is a change when we consider the final pre-stressing force and lie load both. Okay, understood? Okay, so